Hello guys and welcome to episode 9 of jCraft. We're here in the glass tube, which has all my basic resources as well. I've got all my junk and stuff in here. I've got my netherrack shulker loader here, and then there's just like a general furnace array and other things I would need to get this project done. I need stuff like cracked blackstone bricks and stuff like that, so I have to actually throw it through the furnace. I can't stone cut it. Down the stairwell and past the actual portal that brings us into this project area, I've got all the materials really easy for me to access right before I leave. So I've actually set my boxes on top of this, and when they're empty I can replace them like the blackstone, which I'm going to use a lot of blackstone in this build. So I actually set this stuff up to where I can check what's in it, grab what I need, and if it's empty I can just put another box on top of it. But this is just an access window for me to get out so that I don't get hit by a ghast while I'm in there. It's an instant teleport, so I'm not actually sitting here in the open, and I don't want a ghast to actually fire in here. So I've got the glass so I can see out, and if it's dangerous, I can stay inside for a moment. But if it's not, that might actually hit something important. I think that might have actually been blast resistant enough that the ghast can't destroy it. Most of these materials are blast resistant, but some of them are burnable, like the coal blocks I'm building with. So I've got to be really careful, but I want to give you guys a sense of scale, and then I'm going to show you the portcullis here. This is one rocket launch. I actually can't make it to the end. So it's pretty long. I think it's like 90 something blocks long. I'm not entirely sure. I can measure it out later, but this right here is such a beautiful little walkway. I absolutely love the way that this is actually pretty well lit up too. So not much can spawn here, but stuff still ends up spawning because the nether actually has higher spawn light requirements. So it'll prevent zombies from spawning, but it won't prevent much else from not spawning. The first part of this is actually a portcullis. I really felt like this was necessary when I was building it by itself, and I still think it's necessary. But I put a little music note song in here, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit. And I want you guys to hear this because I think it's quite cute, so... I don't know why I did that, but I still like it a little bit. There's also an indication light if it's being activated, the push down sequence. So if I actually activate this, the light goes on right before it shuts. So if I see this light go off during any other time when I'm building, I know that something else is stepping on this plate. And I originally did have the chains going up and down, but mobs can literally path through the chains, which I didn't know this. They can path through. If I had two chains like this, and I just put them perpendicular, and they're vertical now, mobs are actually smart enough to know that they can walk through this gap. So they'll just walk on through. They won't hit the plate as much, but I want to try and keep as much out as I can. That's generally the entire purpose of a gate. I'm really liking this window I built here. It's just as easy as just stepping on it and throwing, because by the time I've thrown that pearl, it's already gone. Oh, hey, I made it through the gate. I've been trying to do that for a while, and I just randomly did it. Awesome. So the last step of what I want to do requires us to use a little bit of lava, and I don't know why, I don't know how, but these are coal blocks. In case you guys didn't know, these are coal blocks. My expectation with the coal blocks is that when I do this, they'd burn at some point, but they don't. Well, I've taken a little bit of a break and I've helped with the raid farm a little bit. We've mostly got the storage done, but I've been out here digging some bedrock and I found the perfect candidate for something I wanted to do. And I believe this lines up exactly where I would want it to. So if we were to drop down this is where we would land coming from the roof of the Nether. And I think that that's as good of a spot as I'm going to get because I want to create a 2x2 hole. I don't want to create anything bigger because I have to create a 5x5 for the piglins. And I don't want to make anything bigger than that. So this is the most, probably the least invasive it's going to get. And I know it's a little off center. I really wanted it as centered as I could get, but bedrock doesn't form the way I want. So there were some other candidates in here. This would have been a nice one. I would have just had to destroy this bedrock here, and I would have been able to have a 1x1 hole straight from the top right here. And this is probably the most centered spot that there is, I believe. So this would be, yeah, this would be pretty well centered. But as you can see, that is not a great spot. It's not the spot I want. So you've got to get to the roof. I've marked the location with Lightmatica, so this area is located. I've got some TNT and stuff on me, so we are going to go up there and break some bedrock. On the roof of the Nether, this bedrock location right here isn't actually that far, and there's plenty of room between me and this to actually create probably everything I would need. I could probably put the piglin area right in between this. So this is, it's pretty nice. So let's get started. So I believe I'm supposed to do something like some obsidian, a piston, TNT there, trapdoor here. I think the lever goes right here, and then TNT right here. Yeah, that looks right. If I do this right, then this should work. So flick this lever. I don't know if I did that right. Only one way to find out. Hey, we did it. All right, there's the first piece. I'm not sure if I'll lose the levers or the trapdoors, so I've made plenty just in case. I'm gonna break down this obsidian, and we've got to do... Oh, did I do that in the wrong spot? Oh no. I didn't want to break that. Ah, man, now I'm upset. I broke the wrong piece. I broke the wrong piece of bedrock. Yeah, maybe we can make that work. Oh well. So we set this up right here. There and there. And then we just... boom, like that. All right, let's break some more bedrock. All right, so I've gotten all those broken, and I just need to get rid of 2 more pieces, and I think that these 2 should be easily removed. So I'd want the piston here, this here. I'd have to get a trapdoor in there somehow, so I'm hoping I can manipulate this in a way that it actually works. So like that. And then I'm hoping... No, it's not going to fire the piston, is it? I don't think I'm going to be able to break this the way I wanted to, so... Looks like we're going to break a little bit of extra bedrock here, and that kind of sucks a little bit, but that should be okay. Yeah, at least it'll make our mistake not look as bad as a mistake. So let's break a few more bits of bedrock. Let's just break... let's just break the other 7 pieces that would have went here and then go from there. So I thought that this was going to be easy, but this one bedrock is just a little trickier than I expected, so yeah, let's get this. Oh, man. Well, you're not a mistake anymore. I think I spent maybe 20 minutes on this, and this is done. This is the entrance to the bartering hall, so I'm going to use just a few of these. Just a few. And then I love that noise. That one. Beer. Perfect. What do you guys think? They look cool? Can't miss that, right? You can't miss it. There's no way. So yeah, we are done with that. That didn't take long at all. I was actually expecting to spend about an hour on that. I think I spent 20 minutes on that. And I only failed 2 of the operations, so I'm really kind of pleased with that. But now we can just jump straight from there right into here. That's beautiful. It's perfect. It's not centered. I'm kind of sad that it's not centered, but I think I can live with that because that is the easiest spot that there was to break through bedrock. It was the least dense. It was, I mean, I still have, I went back at 20 TNT, so I would have 60 in the stack. I spent a stack of TNT on that basically to get all the way through that, and I would have easily been able to double that, so that is done. I have an idea for that later, but we're going to have to hold up for that because I think we've got just a little bit more here to do. We're going to start tearing down this bastion up until the point of where I've got my items. Since the mobs are off, I am going to use it to my advantage to just destroy this thing. And I want to reclaim as many of those gold blocks as I can because, I mean, they're not going to last long in the bartering hall, but I still want them. Just because. No reason. I don't know how I missed this bastion, but it's not even just. This is how far it is away from my bastion. Is right through here. 3, maybe 400 blocks, I'd want to say. There's the bastion I'm using. And here's the one right next to Basalt Delta. And it's just right here. It seems pretty closely spawned, but I'm going to take the win. It's got some materials in it that I want, so let's go grab the stuff that's out of these chests because I don't get to do looting much anymore. And I figured with the mob switch on it'd be easier, but these guys exist. So that's fun. But at least I don't have to deal with the beasts. So we got a piece of ancient debris, gold block, and a buttload of string and iron. Oh, he's actually at the bastion right now. I should start over and rebuild it. Nah, creative does not do this justice. I'm at it again, and I found this bastion, and I had to leave the loot alone because I found something pretty cool. So this is from a piglin I killed, and we don't need that on. So there's this chest right here, and I didn't figure I'd find it, but look what generated. A free netherite ingot worth of material. I know it's not a big deal. Lodestones aren't super useful. They're kind of limited on what they can do, but a free lodestone is expensively awesome. So I'm going to continue looting this thing and see what else I can find because that is awesome to find one of those. I still hate that this, the bastions still spawn mobs, but so far I've not had any tragic incidences. I'm not sure what these things are, but yeah, I'm taking it, so free gold. And now it's mine. Guys, it's done. It is, and it has been quite a build to get this far. I think I've spent around 20 hours, which is most of my allotted time with this, so I have slaved over this thing, and I am very happy that I have this thing. This thing has been very helpful. Specifically exploring the Nether, I can just boom, I know where to go with this thing, and that is fantastic. But what's better is that this is basically done. This is the storage hall for the piglin bartering. This is what's here. These actually didn't take quite as long as I expected. Those actually took the longest compared to anything else, just due to the intricacy. I spent a little bit of time on the wall, and then this would have taken a significant amount of time. These were pretty equivalent in the time it took, and these were pretty equivalent, so it was quite a build. I love the terracotta I put in here as well. That was just a very subtle hint to keep with the busy texture, but without making anything feel out of place. And there's just a small, you'll only notice it from the backside, but right there and right there. And that is actually intended. The light gray terracotta, which that's actually light gray, didn't quite fit around that. Without that, it would look very off-center-ish. Whereas you can't really tell with this. I guess you can, kind of. That looks a little weird, but it's not as noticeable as that. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. That has been quite a build. It is such a beautiful build. Creative does not do this justice. Jay said that, not me. But it is just fantastic seeing this build and getting so much done in this episode. It's just fantastic to see all this coming down. So I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one, because we're going to get very technical in the next video, and I cannot wait to talk your ears off about it, because I have spent 3 months waiting to do this.